hope this finds you all healthy and happy. And today I have a little bit of time, believe it or not. So I thought it was high time that I did another art journal page. I haven't done one for a while, and I just kind of felt like getting in there and trying a couple things. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I have a piece of 9 by 12 inch watercolor, heavyweight watercolor paper here, 140 pound. And I did put a tiny little bit of gesso on here, as you can see. I probably wouldn't have needed to, but I did it just anyway, just in case. I've got kind of, sort of, a little bit of an idea in my mind of a couple things I want to do, but I don't know what's going to come out, so I guess you can find out at the same time I do. So I've got a homemade stencil here that I'm going to put some of my modeling paste, or whatever you call it, drywall spackle down through, and some other things to make some texture with, and we'll just kind of go from there and see what transpires. So I'll put this in fast forward, and then I probably will either do a voiceover or captions, whatever, and I will see you back at the end of the project. Many of you know I use drywall spackle for my texture paste, and I absolutely love it. I've used it for, well, forever. It's very flexible. It's a pure white, as you can see, and it's very inexpensive. I get one that's called Elasto Patch, and the DAP company makes it. Here I'm just gathering some of my components, my texture pieces that I kind of collected, and I'm just putting them out onto my my page to see where I might like them, and kind of rearranging them. And my texture paste is nice and dry, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and cover my little components with white gesso. And my gesso, I use the exact same spackle, the Elastopatch, and with it I add a little bit of water and some white acrylic paint, and it makes the most wonderful gesso with a lot of nice tooth that will capture all of your mediums, anything you want to use on it. It's just really nice, and as you can see, it covers really well also. And again, it's so inexpensive for me to make, and I really like it. It works great. I don't really have anything to compare it to, because the only other gesso I've ever had has been a little tiny sample that I've gotten in a little kit from a discount store, and it was the Faber-Castell white gesso. And the only thing I noticed that different between it and mine is it was a little tiny bit smoother. It didn't have as much tooth, and it was thinner, and I can make mine as thick or as thin as I want to. So yeah, so that's all about the gesso. So I'm just continuing to gesso up my little piece components. What I'm working on there was actually just a bread twist tie, and those are just some rings from a bottle, I think, and some burlap and a couple pieces of cardboard. Here I'm getting out some of my homemade sprays, shimmer sprays, And this first one I've chosen is kind of like a real very pale pearl color, and then I add a little bit of a pale gold with that. And basically what I wanted to do here was just lay down a little bit of shimmer. Those three colors are my alcohol inks, also homemade, green and turquoise and kind of a blue. I wasn't sure which one I was going to go with, but I was just getting some things out to and giving the shimmer spray a quick dry there. So I decided to go with some of the turquoise, and I'm dripping it over my texture paste with a little pipette thing that I have, and it kind of came out really cool. It would splatter every now and again. I don't know if you can see there some of the little splatters, little droplets, and I kind of liked that. I just left it go do that because I thought it looked kind of cool. So that was my sort of turquoise color, and then I gave it another little bit of the pale gold. The pale gold is very shimmery. Here I'm just showing my spray box where I had taken my components over and sprayed them with a little bit of the pale gold. And there I'm showing you the pale gold. I'm just now gluing down some of my texture components, and I'm using just white glue and also some hot glue for certain pieces to make sure they adhere well. That's the piece of burlap, and I did add a little bit of hot glue with that, but the wallpaper and some of the cardboard components, I just used the white glue. I found that white glue at Dollar General store, and it is really a nice well-adhering glue as well. It's in their little sewing section at Dollar General. It's very inexpensive, but it really works, does the trick, and it's waterproof. It does really holds well. The pieces of wallpaper, textured wallpaper that I'm laying down here, of course, are really easy to glue. They have a little bit of some sort of adhesive on the back of them already. And little pieces of the cardboard, my little rings from bottles, and my twisty tie and my leaves, and I'm just kind of putting them all down kind of where I want them to be, and trying to set a little bottle on the twisty tie there to give it a little bit of stability to hold it on. I think I do that as well with the little plastic rings. Yep, there goes my Mod Podge bottle on that one. And here I go in with some of my shimmer spray in the light purple color that I had homemade, and I just give it a few touches of the light purple, and I had added some blotches here and there of the turquoise, and now I'm going in with the alcohol ink in a little bit deeper color of purple that I'm just kind of dripping down with the pipette again, and kind of touching all the components that I have there with the purple. and showing you what I have so far. I was testing out my sprayer on my green. This is a really pretty green that is homemade as well. I use alcohol for the base of all my shimmer sprays, and I use metallic acrylic paints. Here I'm showing you a beautiful butterfly image that I had printed out, and just trying it in different places. I end up not using this one. Here I decide to take a little bit of my Lumiere paint. I got a little set of these a while back, and just go over some of the raised edges of the texture pieces. So I'm just using my finger and going over, highlighting some of the tops and pieces that are raised up from the canvas. And I'm showing you here how shiny it is and how it highlights. Here I'm showing you the butterfly that I finally ended up using. I liked the colors better for it. It's an image I printed out also, really pretty image of a butterfly. I'm going around the edges with first a black marker for the antenna, and then turquoise marker for around the rest of the butterfly. Here I'm using some glossy accents on top of the butterfly, and I'm just coating it all over with the glossy accents to give the butterfly a little bit more stability. It'll shine now, very pretty. Here I'm just showing you with a little glitter or jelly roll type pen. I got a set of these at Staples that were marked down, and there's a bunch of colors. They're really nice. I was just putting a little bit of detail in the leaves with this green color here. Went around the edges just very, very slightly, and I'm showing you there the little bit of detail that I put in. And there's the butterfly, still drying, and I'm just kind of moving it around a little bit on my craft mat so that it's easily lifted whenever it's all completely dry. Okay, all finished. Thanks for sticking with me. I think I had another butterfly picked out earlier, but I decided against that one, and I decided to go with this one instead. And I kind of like it. I think it looks pretty good up there in the corner. Overall, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I do love the colors, and I'm not real sure if I should have gone around some of the elements to define them a little bit more. I'm just not real sure of myself to do that as yet, and I don't know how it would look or turn out, so I just decided that this time I wouldn't go there. But I really do. I added some little beads here in the little circles because I thought they just looked like they needed something in the middle. And yeah, I really like how it turned out. I'm tickled with it. I don't know if it's going to get put into my my art journal because of it being so dimensional, because it is very, very dimensional. It It has a lot of 3D to it, as you can see. So anyway, that's it for this project, and I hope you liked it. If you did, please, give it a thumbs up, and comment in the box down below. And I do appreciate all of my new subbies. I have a few new subbies, and I'm pushing towards 500. So and I am going to have a nice giveaway when I reach 500, but I'm not going to do it until I reach 500 subbies. So anyway, that's all I guess I have to say for this evening. And everyone, please have a great weekend coming up. My little kitty has to have surgery tomorrow to remove some really bad teeth, and so I'm a little bit concerned about her, but I think she'll be fine and come through it just okay. At any rate, all of you that are pet lovers, you love them just like they're your children. So anyway, all of you, as I said, have a great weekend, and God bless you. Bye-bye.